Hey YouTube, welcome back. This is Getting Wrenching. I'm your host Murray. Today we're at the junkyard. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a sandwich and a beverage, and we'll dig into this. So YouTube, what we have here is a 2002 Dodge Ram. I've been looking for an engine here lately. I've been looking, like I have a 318 LA series engine in my old car, and I have an LA series engine in my old first gen Dodge. So what I'm looking for was another engine to make some power. Well, what lies underneath here might be junkyard gold to me, especially being a Mopar guy. It does have a Magnum, and it's the last year for it. This has a 360 Magnum, so I'm going to show you a couple little tricks and tips, and hopefully the starter's still on this. If not, then we're going to lose the compression test until I get it home. Damn it. So YouTube, first thing usually I like to do is I'm going to take a walk around the vehicle and show you the condition of it. Just that way it will give you a history, some sort of history on what the truck or the vehicle has gone through in its life. It may have lived a hard life. This could have been a rally truck around here for all we know. This could have been a burnout champion, you know, some guy late at night on a weekend junk vehicle. Seen it happen before, more than once. So I'll grab the camera, take a little walk around here and see how good condition this truck's in. So YouTube, here we are. We're going to start our little walk around here. Yeah, I'd say she's been tossed around the junkyard a couple times. Missing the rear end. Here in Nova Scotia, that's typical. That's usually why they end up here. Frames usually end up going. Bumpers rotted out. Paint's faded, which is normal red things. And rocker panels and cab corners are deleted. Missing a fender, someone must have needed it. Someone must have needed a seat. Back window, I'd say probably got smashed out, or someone needed it. Yeah, so far. Also, always good to verify the year. 12th month 01, so she is definitely an 02. So we needed some of that stuff. All the master cylinder is missing. And oh man, I can see it. Hang on here. Let's see. There we go. You see this spot right there? That's where the starter's supposed to be. And with the inner wheel well removed, yeah. Oh, and the manifold's is gone. Damn it. On, it's got a broken off stud in the head. That's gonna be lovely. Oil pans, you know, she's rusty. We still have the other manifold. Okay, well, it's got top post. It's got top post battery connectors. So I brought a top post battery. Let's put it on. The key's in ignition in this thing, which is great. We'll just turn the key on and see how many kilometers this engine's got, and I can make my mind up on if I want to continue or not. Well, YouTube, here we are. Ooh, even the battery cables are on the right side. That's even better. Just like this was made for a Dodge. Because it came out of my black Dodge. Okay. Okay. Let's first see if there's any sparks. Someone could have just cut a wire off and she could be arcing right to the frame or something, especially where they took that starter off. I'm not seeing anything. Let's see if we turn the key on, see what happens. Well, YouTube, we got a little red light there. I'm on the dash, but no kilometers. And oh, wait a minute. So sometimes this could give me a relative idea if the inspection sticker's still on there. And no, I don't want to show anyone's name or anything, but when was the last time this was on the road? Well, that's lovely. 2016, so. Okay, I'll get the battery disconnected and on to plan B. And I got a little camera here that my buddy Brandon gave to me. I think it's going to come in handy today. So YouTube, another good thing to do here while you're looking for engines is make sure that the blocks and stuff are good and solid. Because especially in these colder climates, if what you're looking for is like around your freeze plugs, around your cylinder heads and stuff, and around the block, you're looking for obviously, well, a connecting rod hanging out the side of it. You know, obvious damage. That's what you're looking for. Because remember, this is going to be an investment that, you know, you're putting into a hot rod or another, or even your pickup truck that the engine just went into. You want to make sure you put your money where you know it's important. So you can get another little look underneath here. And you can see there, oil filter's been on there a couple years. Yeah. Okay, YouTube. One good thing about being at a junkyard, sometimes people already come and got the radiator, so it makes it a little easier to get at the crank balancer so you can see if this motor spins over. So after digging around the paperwork on this here vehicle, I found out it actually belonged to one of my buddy's dads. So, look, see? Oh yeah, that not binding, like feels pretty tight. Yeah, feels pretty good. Bring in there a little closer. You see here, so that way I can show you it's spinning. Oh yeah, beautiful. So far, so good. Now I say, let's move on to the camera. So YouTube, we're over here to the number 2 cylinder. So what we're gonna do is remove the spark plug. I see all the spark plugs are on this side too, so that's another good thing to look for. See if this plug socket fits down in there. Oh, what is this? What is going on here? Huh? Well, that's a smaller spark plug. Huh. Okay, YouTube, so what I'm bringing you over here to do is we're on cylinder number 4 because it's a little easier to film for you. And we'll get this spark plug out. There we go. That's another good way to read the engine too on the spark plug, especially if it's carbureted. This fuel injected usually won't tell you much, but if it's got an internal engine problem, it definitely will tell you. We'll pull this plug out, and I got a little borescope camera that my buddy Brandon gave me. Hopefully, it'll pick up something and be able to see inside the engine. So far, so good. Cylinder number 4 looks all right. Right on. That's a Champion. Normal Dodge spark plug. Also, let's pull the dipstick out of here too. Right here. Let's see. Oh, it's got no oil in it. According to that. That base pan's quite rusty, so that could be a good indication. So YouTube, the reason why there's no engine oil in that engine is because at a junkyard you're supposed to drain all the fluids out of everything. See? Me being stupid. So, here's this camera here my buddy Brandon got me. First time I use it, other than when we use it on his. See, he's got a little light on the end of it and a little switch. Hopefully we can see some cross hatching and hopefully no engine damage, because I'd really like to have this 360 because I got big plans for that. So YouTube, this is cylinder 1, 3, 5, and 7. So far, same as the other side, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good so far. So far, so good. On the passenger side for 2, 4, 6, and 8, it was the pistons. The head has all the cross hatches on the cylinder walls. I left the camera in there and moved the pistons up and down their stroke. Like I turned the engine over with my big ratchet and everything looked good. There was just a little bit of scoring on the cylinder wall for a little bit of rust. You can see it's like surface, but I am going to take if I do get this engine, I am going to take the heads off and port the heads anyway, and I'm going to put new head gaskets on, because why not? I'm this close. Take a look. Usually these Magnums are pretty good, according to what everyone says. They still have the crosshatch and stuff into them. They'll go for quite a while. They're a little bit better than the LA, so we will see. So I'm going to go in here now and cut pictures with my camera inside of the cylinders and see how they look. So YouTube, on this side, everything looked great. Same way, just that dust, like I call it, that little light surface rust dust in there. It's from, what it is from is the spark plugs. When I took it out, they had a little bit of this rust on it, and that just fell down in. So that's all that was. No big deal. Yes, I know you shouldn't get dirt inside the engine, but I plan on taking this apart, seeing if it's, all right. So I'll get back to putting these spark plugs in, and I'll show you around a little bit more. Okay, YouTube, I know what you're thinking. That was a short video. I'm not done yet. Because now what we got to do is we got to strategize what tools we're going to need to come pluck this out. Where am I going to put it? Be my next thing, because I don't have a big shop that's watertight, unless I put it in my little 8x8 baby barn, which is probably going to end up where it's going to be, where I'm probably going to do this engine build. I thought really hard, because what an opportunity to put this into my old Dodge W150. Computers over there, the fuel injection's all here as far as I can see, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to put this in my old car. I'm thinking I'd like to put a nice little 480 left or 512 left cam, and put the Hughes eccentric on it, so that way I can run the old style timing cover, put that Hughes eccentric onto the cam, so that way I can run the old style fuel pump to my carburetor. So let's take a little walk around, so you can find some other gems. Okay, YouTube, this is why we go for walks around junkyards. Here looks like we have a Chrysler product. Big old tank. And it's from the 70s. I'd say she's a 78. It looks pretty close to the same year as my car. It's a bigger body Chrysler. I got my measuring tape here. I'm going to measure the rear end into it, because guaranteed it's got something in there bigger than that 7 1/4 I got in mine. So, boys and girls, men and women, I present to you a 360 LA. That's what in this old girl. And right there, 5.9 liter, which is a 360. Yes, sir. Right on. Well, let's see if the... Oh, yeah. Oh, she's been converted to something else. Oh, yeah, the door has been smashed into pretty hard. Cool. Hey, you never know what you're going to find at the junkyard. Okay. Warnie says this one's already spoke for, he's going to check with the guy there. That's another Mopar guy in town that likes doing this stuff, and see if he would be interested in it. Let's see what this thing's got in it for a rear end. Probably something a lot bigger than mine. Oh, almost definitely so. That there is an 8 1/4. So I'm going to get the old measuring tape out and measure between the leaf spring mounts, because if Buddy doesn't want all of this car, I could use that. Oh, look at there, air shocks. That's what I'm planning on putting on mine. Cool. So I'll give this a little measure and we'll get right back at you. Rear end's way too wide. My center pin to center pin for my leaf springs is 44 1/8. This one's not going to work. She's almost 47. That's a big difference, and I don't feel like going through all that. But I can guarantee you one thing. This old behemoth is probably... It looked like it had a 727 into it, because it didn't have the same shape pan as my 904. So if Buddy does get this car, he's going to get some goodies. Here's something for the Jeep guys. There's an 03 4.7 high output. Cams are still in there. Right on. Intake's on there. I know the 08s are the better ones, but it's here. That's nice. It's nice to know that. There. Something for you Chev guys there. You can do some drooling. Yeah, there's something for the 3rd gen Camaro guys as well. Sitting here pretty sad. Get you Ford guys. You guys got the biggest part of the yard. Kidding. Just trying to stir the pot a little bit. Hey YouTube. Well, now we're back home, so I'd like to give a big shout out to Warnie Harris and his crew at the Parts and Pieces Salvage. Greatly appreciate it. Let me come in and do some filming, do a little, show you little tips. It wasn't a lot. Like, if it had a head starter in it, we would have been doing a compression test, because that's usually the main one you go by. But I had the bore scope camera. I went in there. The engine felt like, I was turning it over. You can feel it. When you're a mechanic, I had the camera in there. The pistons had some carbon onto it. Normal stuff. That little rust dust, that wasn't normal. I ain't worried about that. Like I said, there was good cross hatching inside of that. The only thing I worry about on the Magnum is they say about cylinder heads cracking, but a lot of times it's cracks that don't really affect you. So I'll take it apart anyway. I'm going to put new head gasket stuff onto it, and I might even re-ring it. Might even rebearing it. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna do it. We're gonna check it out anyway, just to make sure, because I plan on, I do plan on using that engine. It's a 360. It's going in that car for a purpose. It's going to lay rubber and burn lots of gas. So that's what I want it for, to take me down the drag strip. We did do another little walk around the junkyard, just, because the other day I was out and found this truck. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any others, because, sometimes you're looking at, oh, look, I'm easily distracted, right? I'm like that type of guy. I'd be looking at a car over here and like something catches them all over there, like, whoa, look at that one. Yeah. So yeah, I made sure I did my walk around, because I'm looking for like an 08 style HO 47, so I get the cams, intake, and springs. That'd be another little project, hopefully, for the old Jeep Grand Cherokee. The old car that was there, the heat, Warnie's gonna ask another Mopar guy around if he's interested in getting the 360 out of that. That still had all the lean burn system and everything hooked up to it. That was pretty complete. And it looked like it had a 727 into it, which I really like to have. If anyone's ever run these 904 torque flights, put it down in the comments, like your experiences. Like, are they junk? Are they any good? Is it worth me just keeping in the car? Because that's all I got right now, and I don't really want to go out and buy no transmission. And that means I have to rebuild it, which I don't mind doing transmissions. Like, mind you, I've never done many. I've done a couple GM Turbo 350s, which is nothing to them, really. Basic. So 727 can't be much different. If I can find one of them used, that'd be great too. An 8 3/4 rear end. That's another thing. I got a list of parts that they're here, and there's a lot of them that I need. An 8 3/4 rear end out of a B-body Mopar would be great right now, because I just drop right in my car. Done. Big upgrade for that would be. So yeah. Also, the old girl, she's not going to get this engine, but I am keeping my eyes peeled. I did have a 318 Magnum for that years ago, but the engine was seized, so I never done anything with it. Those engines are getting harder to find around here too, because like Warnie didn't have any other ones out there. That was the only Magnum he had. He didn't even know he had that. He just thought it was just a Dodge truck, like it was a newer style. Usually a lot of people don't know that year flip over, Dodge still had the 360 Magnum in the 02s. They never had the Hemi yet. So bonus for me, there's a 360 we didn't know we had. Now we got it. Well, it's still in the truck, but we're going to get it hopefully Friday, start maybe Thursday. Hopefully you'll see it on here. So that's going to conclude it for me today, guys and gals here in YouTube land. If you like what you saw today, I think will give me a thumbs up. That'd be great. A like would be awesome. And if you really like what you saw today, maybe you might give me a share and a subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. And also too, remember, ring that bell, so that way you don't miss any of my new upcoming content, because there's going to be lots of it. Just got to get it out there. So just remember, guys and gals, wherever it is you turn wrenches, don't matter if it's in your driveway, your tent, your garage, or if you work on cars for a living, just remember to stay safe and get wrenching. We'll see you next time.